Welcome in, Dween Nation. We are the Dween Sports Podcast, and we are just about to get started. But before we do, we'd love if you could like, comment, subscribe, and share so we can continue to be your fantasy sports podcast. Thanks for being part of Dween Nation, and enjoy the show. Welcome in, Dween Nation. This is your host, Justin Pies, alongside Genoa Agudelo, and not one, not two, but three guests today on our mock draft 12-team episode. Super excited to dive into another half PPR mock as we get closer and closer to fantasy football draft season. I know we're all in leagues together that are happening within the next week or two, so excited to dive into that. But I also want to start by seeing how my guests are doing. I'll start with our newest guest, Carlos Paez. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
What's going on, Dewey Nation? I feel like I'm being called to the major leagues, and this will be my first at bat with you guys. Glad to join you and your crowd.
Yeah, no, so happy to have you on. It's your first time on the pod, and Dween Nation, I don't know if you see this is kind of a family episode where we're all going head to head. All of us, we got uncles, cousins, and super excited to go head to head with all y'all. But I'll continue with my guest, Victor Paez. Welcome back to the pod. You've been a staple this offseason. How you doing?
I'm just ready for this draft to begin. I love this time of the season. I mean, you're excited, you're ready to go. So yeah, let's start picking.
I love it. And David Paez, welcome to the pod. How you doing?
Doing great. Just I'm excited, super excited to get this done. Fantasy football is a pleasure to do. It's a stress relief, really. And I'm just along with my brothers and my nephews, I'm excited to compete and see how we do.
I love it. And you're right. It's like the most stressful, like fun thing to do. Sometimes you're sitting on Sunday and then you see your players get scored on, or you finally get the big score. But yeah, let's get underway before we do. Genoa, how's my brother doing?
Yo, Dween Nation. I'm doing good. We're a week away from drafting. Everybody in here will be in a 12-team draft this time next week. We'll be done drafting. And so this is kind of like our final mock. And Justin, you and I have 3 drafts within the span of a day. So it cannot get more exciting, Justin. NFL season is here.
It is here, and that is right, Genoa. We are all in the same league. On Sunday, we'll be drafting in person all together, which, by the way, it's like a small PSA. If you live close enough, do your drafts with your friends and family in person. Live drafts are just the absolute most fun. But yes, let's get underway and start the draft here. I'll lay it out for you guys. Carlos is at 3 overall. Genoa is at 6. Zoo Crew, Victor Paez is at 8. I am at 10. And Darmy Man, which is David, is at 12. Carlos, since you are the first out of us, you're the 3rd overall pick. I'm sure you've done a couple mock drafts. You kind of know how things are starting to lay out. What is your thought process here at 3 overall?
3 overall, you can't go wrong with any of the picks, so you really got to figure out how you want to build your team. Looking at, of course, Jamar won't go in 1, Bijan going 2. Under that Christmas tree, because it is Christmas in August with draft day coming up.
That's right.
That first present I'm going to unwrap has to be Jahmyr Gibbs.
Wow.
I wanted to go Saquon Barkley, but with that workload last year, might be a little too much. Let's not forget that injury history he had with the Giants. Great, he's gonna have a great year. Don't get me wrong, but Jameer's like that baby LaDainian. Give him to me right now. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. No, I'm actually curious because I do love this Jahmyr Gibbs pick. But we see number 88 you're wearing as a Dallas Cowboys jersey there. What are your thoughts with CeeDee Lamb? Does he find himself in this conversation as well?
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb and his new counterpart Pickens are gonna have a lot of garbage time because the Cowboys will be playing from behind. They're gonna win some of those, but it's gonna be a lot of throwing the ball. Can we depend on Dak? I don't know. It's a little too risky at 3, so give me Gibbs.
All right, go ahead and click that when you're ready, and then
yes,
we'll throw it to Genoa right after.
That's what I meant to do. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It was great.
I was wondering when you were going to do it, bro.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with my uncle here. I think that, it's the smarter pick not to go with Barkley. Like last year it was McCaffrey. Everybody thought McCaffrey was going to be the guy to have a great season. He only played like 2 games. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and take my pick. And I'm going to make my uncle happy here, and I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb. I think it's the right pick at number 6. Wide receivers lately have been winning fantasy championships. So I'm going to go with Lamb there.
That's a good pick because, of course, I was going to pick that if you didn't. Man, I like that pick. I'm not going to pick Neighbors right now, and Puka might not be with Stafford. Amon-Ra has a lot of weapons against, so I'm going to pick my man right here, Nico Collins, baby.
Dang it, that was good.
I'm
Nice.
taking Nico Collins.
I'm a big fan of Nico this year. Obviously, he scored in the preseason game yesterday, but also just the fact of being the alpha wide receiver. One with CJ Stroud. Since CJ came into the league, they've just been lights out together. So we moved to 10 here with me, and there's a couple of directions I could go. I'm deciding between really three guys, and that is Puka Nacua, Christian McCaffrey, and Ashton Genty. Obviously, McCaffrey's only concern is just the injury history. Last year was kind of a wash of a season because he missed so much time with the tendonitis. Then he got hurt in the Bills game, missed the rest of the year. But with no tread on those tires most of the season, I'm kind of interested that he might be back to being a full go, a guy you can count on, because if he is a full go for 15 to 17 games the entire season, he is going to be the RB1 in fantasy. So I'm going to take the upside swing and go Christian McCaffrey here.
Good pick.
I like it.
All right, David, you are up on the clock with 2 picks.
Well, my nephew, you took my player. I was going to take Christian McCaffrey. I knew Jamar Gibbs was going to be and he wanted to last the 12th round. And I picked 12th round because I took advice from my brother, from Victor. He had good sound advice saying that, pick a position that you normally don't like. And I normally don't like 12th. So I'm going to took a stab at it. And I'm sure that running back heroes are the only running back that is available that I kind of like at this position, number 10, is you know what? I'm going to take a stab. For some reason, I don't think Devon Achane is going to do that good. He gets hurt a lot. I'm going to go with a workhorse that's been not hurt, that's been doing great, and he's on a good offensive, Chase Brown.
Oh, wow. Chase.
Wow, early.
Forward,
Wow.
a pretty
He's
big.
going in second.
Wow.
Well, you get. You
And
have
I'm
Chase
going to
Brown, you
go.
got your RB1.
Now I'm going to go
Oh, yeah, go
Puka
ahead.
Nacua as my second pick.
That was good. That was who I was hopefully eyeing down. Sees that probably will not happen.
And I'm
for
going
me.
Puka Nacua as my second pick.
Yes.
David, I'll throw it to you, though, because normally in the current state of ADP, Chase Brown is more of a guy that's been going late second, maybe early third. What intrigued you to take the swing here at the end of the first?
And I tried to do all my my studying, and I thought that Chase Brown, he has the most upside because you see how he took over last year, and he's still one of the youngest backs, and I think he's going to be real good. You're right. That's why I took my stab, because I don't think it was going to last to me at the 24th pick, which is second round. I thought I'd pick him right now because I like his upside more than Achane and Genty and all that stuff.
No, I think that's also a big thing with Brown versus guys like Achane and Genty is you expect Chase Brown to be on probably the best offense in the league. So I like that pick there. I am up here at the 203. I could double down on running back with Achane. He would normally be the guy I go here, but I am slightly concerned with this soft tissue injury he came up with yesterday in the preseason game. They say he's expected to be ready week 1, so maybe don't raise too many red flags there, but soft tissue is no joke. And so at the current status that he is at, I'm going to pivot and go towards the wide receiver realm, where I got 2 guys that I kind of want to talk through. One being Brian Thomas Jr., the other guy being Drake London. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. stepped onto the scene and became an alpha wide receiver 1 with the Jaguars. This year, he gets an upgrade at play caller and Liam Cohen, but then they also add Travis Hunter to the mix, who I think is going to play offense more than most people think. I think it's not going to take too much from his production, but I want to go with the guy who I know is going to get probably top 5 in targets on the season, and that is Drake London. I'm going to go with him this season. I think he's in that prime age for breakout wide receiver 1 numbers being 23 or 24, and then he's with a guy who is I think a really solid pocket passer stepping into year 2. So I'll go with Drake London.
That was a good pick.
Good pick.
Wow. It's between 2 players right now. Definitely Brian Thomas is there, and I'll be going, receiver here. So, and I'm really looking for a running back. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take Brian Thomas. I'm surprised he lasted this long. So Brian Thomas is going to be the guy.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and take my guy, Jonathan Taylor there. I love him. He had a good season for me last year, and I think he's going to continue to kill it, no matter who's at QB in Indianapolis.
Alrighty, so jumping into my spot, there's a couple of guys that I'm really looking at. Do I want to go RB? Do I want to go running back, wide receiver? I think I want to go running back, wide receiver, and I think I'm going to get especially in the half PPR and full PPR leagues, I think I'm going to go with the little breakout last year, McConkey.
That's a good.
And this guy is, they picked up Allen back. Got what's his name they got from Trey Harris was the rookie, I
Yeah,
believe
Trey
they
Harris.
they drafted as well. Yeah, so he might still a little. They might still a little reception. McConkey's going to be the slot receiver. He's going to get all the dump off passes, and I just think that in the half PPR and PPR, that's really going to make his point value go up. I do see that I've already missed out on Bucky Irving, so it's my turn again. So we're going to go ahead and slide. And I never like to pick quarterbacks this early, but I purposely chose the early of the draft because I don't like to pick on 1, 2, and 3, but I want to see how my draft fell out. So I am going to go with, I think, who's going to be the number one QB this year. Running yards, throwing yards. Can't stop this guy. Lamar Jackson. Lamar, he's
Hey,
of course he's got his battering ram with King Henry. He's got his receivers that are meh. He's got his very dependable tight end and Andrews, and then he just breaks out and runs 50 yards on you.
yeah.
So
I
that's
know.
how I'm gonna start my
If
build.
we're splitting hairs, I feel like most drafters are, but what is that kind of the rushing upside, maybe more than Allen, is what kind of leans you to him over Josh Allen?
Yes. So Allen, that's literally 1A, 1B. You can't
Right.
go wrong with any one of those. I just think that extra running appeal that Lamar gives you over Josh, and Josh runs too. Josh runs a lot of touchdowns. I just think that, Lamar can break a 50-yarder, a 60-yarder at any given time, where Josh really can't. So again, you're really splitting hairs, 1A, 1B. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I just like Lamar on this one.
Yeah,
That's a good
great.
pick. Yeah.
Well, for me, Team 5 stole my pick. I wanted Kyron Williams. So I'm going to go a little bit of a throwback. This is a guy that was a first-round pick maybe a year or 2 years ago. I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill.
Of course.
I know Miami's, a lot of people are down on Miami. A lot of people are down on Tua. But I think Tua has a little bit of a bounce back year. And Tyreek Hill in the third round, when I have a running back and a wide receiver ready to play, I don't think it's too bad. I think it's a little bit of a stick.
That's a good pick, I think. I mean, he's good as long as Tua stays healthy. You got a good pick there. That's a number one receiver.
Hey,
Lamb.
Carlos, your quarterback, he did great for me last year, so that was a great pick. I might have picked him in the fourth, but third round you couldn't go wrong either. So you did. That was my number one quarterback. So you got him. So now I'm about to
He
find
would have
another
made it
one.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know,
just
would've
trying
made
to
it
build my team a little different from the front end of the draft to see how it works out. And right now, I'm kind of loving my team.
Well, that's what Mike Dresser's for. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
All right, Dad, you're up.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I have a receiver. I was looking for Kyron Williams. Also, I knew he was going to fall to me. I really don't like picking quarterback this early. I'm going to go out to a stretch, and I'm really looking for Kenneth Walker, but I'm going to do my rookie, Omarion Hampton, and I think he's going to be a good pick for me.
Oh, wow. I do.
You sniped me there. I was planning on doing the Hampton pickup, but you decided to take him. I think it's a great pick. Originally people were like, man, he's going to share early on with Najee because they brought him in. He's a guy who can carry a lot of workload, but him missing most of camp, it's all Hampton. I think that's a great pick. Now looking at it for me, I don't love the receivers in this range. I would like to wait on them, so I'm not going to go there. Obviously, those three tight ends are gone, and those quarterbacks I could go to, but I actually, to me, it's those top two tier that we talked about with Allen, Lamar. After that, I'll take a little bit of a break from the quarterback position. So that leaves me with the running back room, and we got between two guys that I'm really considering, and it is James Cook and Kenneth Walker. James Cook obviously has just kind of found his way into camp with his new extension, 4 years, $48 million. I think that's great for the Bills and it's great for Cook's value heading into the year. And then you got Kenneth Walker, who anytime he's on the field, he has been a top 12 running back. But when is he not going to be on the field? There's risk there. And so looking at what I've already laid out here, I have Christian McCaffrey, who is right now the king of risk. I don't want to double down on that, so I am going to go with James Cook here.
That's a good pick. It's on you, Dave.
Well, thank you, my nephew. I was hoping that Kenneth Walker, it's a contract year for him. They say he's going to be a workhorse this year. They say Charbonnet is still number 2, even though he does good when Kenneth Walker. So I think going into a contract year, he's going to take care of himself more. They say he's in the best shape now. He was a little hurt last year, banged up. So I am gonna. You dropped right to me. I'm gonna get my boy Kenneth Walker. Hold 1 second here. Let me get him. So I was thinking Kenneth Walker. I'm glad he dropped down, and I was like, yes. I was happy. I was hoping you weren't picking him up. Come on, my
Kenneth Walker is being slept on. If this guy stays healthy,
Oh yeah,
I think he's going to do some damage.
Yeah.
You know, Seattle, they got a new quarterback, so they're going to rely on the run a lot. They're going to throw, but if Kenneth Walker stays healthy,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
mark my words, he's being slept on this
yeah.
year.
He's the talk of the town, and that they're picking him. They're picking him way too late, so I'm picking him up now. And then I'm gonna go wide receiver, and my next pick will be where my wide receiver. Wow, I'm gonna take a stab. Even though I'm not much of a fan of his. I'm gonna go for Garrett Wilson. They say he's gonna have a breakout year, so I'm gonna try to pick him up as he's got, of course, he's got Justin Fields, which likes to run, which gives Garrett Wilson a lot more capacity to run with him and get completions. Garrett Wilson was one of the top 10 wide receivers, even with Aaron Rodgers. So I'm gonna pick. He has a lot of upside, and for the 12th pick, I think he's a great pick.
I like it there. I agree with, and linking up with his old college teammate. I'm happy with Garrett Wilson. That's a good pick there. Here at the 403, I kind of had somewhat of a plan in mind. I kind of have my top tier of quarterbacks, as I mentioned. It's Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Yes, top tier of their own. Then you got Daniels, Hurts, and to me, the last guy in that tier, in the second tier, is Burrow, where I kind of grade them kind of on the exact same level. And so I like to be at the end of a tier so I don't have to spend up more than Team 9, for example, would pick Daniels there. So I am going to go with my starting quarterback here in Joe Burrow.
And just to throw in a little bit, Joe Burrow is probably that 1C option. What he doesn't make up with his legs, because he runs a little bit, he'll make up with his arms, with the best offensive weapons in the league right now for one team between Higgins, Jamar, and Chase. That's 1C. So again, very good pick at round 4.
very good pick. That's a good pick. I'm not going quarterback. I usually don't like going quarterback or tight end in the first 3 or 4 rounds. So, and I'm looking here at a lot of good receivers. But you know what? I'm going to take a snap at it, and I told myself I'm going to start picking some rookie running backs, and TreVeyon Henderson is on the board, baby. Let me do that.
Nice. Like that pick.
He looked good in preseason. I know it's preseason, but he looks good. So I'm picking him up and going for the gold.
I can breathe a little because you said rookie running back, and I had my eye on one. Thankfully, you didn't pick the guy. I'm going to go with my rookie running back. That is R.J. Harvey out of Denver. He's not going to take it back to me. He's going to be a stud this year. I know Sean Payton is gonna give him the ball. He's gonna get the carries, and you know what? Denver's been needing a running back for some time. I think R.J. Harvey's the guy.
He might start 50-50 with Dobbins, but I said by the 3rd or 4th week he'll take over.
Yeah, Dobbins is injury prone. I love him, but he's gotten hurt every year he's played.
You know, great pick in our dynasty league. I traded away my 2nd and 3rd round picks for a quarterback. My weakest position was quarterback, and the only guy I got at that draft was R.J. Harvey for my dynasty league. So that was a great pick.
Carlos.
All right, for my next pick, I think I want to pick this receiver who is the alpha on his team. They have a great defense, so they're going to have a lot of opportunities with the football. He's cohorts with R.J. Harvey, so we're going to go with Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, like that.
As my second receiver. You know, second year with Bo Nix, a little more comfortable in the offense. The coach, what's his name from the Saints? Can't remember his name. What's his name? Give it to me. Sean Payton. Second year there. They're going to have a really, really great offense. They got a good running game now. The defense is going to obviously have a lot of takeaways, more offense. That means more points. So give me Courtland Sutton. And it's going to come right back to me, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
All righty. One thing I forgot to ask. This is a 2-receiver or 3-receiver league?
Two receiver.
Okay, no worries. All righty, so let's take a look here.
2-receiver and a flex.
Was it?
Yeah.
2-receiver and a flex, yeah. Okay. So we're going to keep it on let's see if I can find him on here. We're going to keep it on the receiver, but I can't find my receiver, so I'm just going to switch to running back, I guess.
Wide receiver. Cheat sheets.
Yeah, I'm in wide receiver and cheat sheets. Let's take a look here.
Someone might have picked him up already.
Click high drafted.
Oh, yeah. He probably drafted.
Yeah, someone's drafted.
But then I got sniped by team 1. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I was going with Tedero. That's okay. Daddy's going to come back with the number 2 pick, and we're going to go with my second pick, another underrated Receiver, maybe picking him around early, but he won't make it back to me. I don't think so. He's the workhorse of the Tennessee Titans. Give me Calvin Ridley.
I like him.
Wow.
See, I will say that I
Yes.
like Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I just think
Oh,
that he's got a decent quarterback thrown to him again. There is no one else on that team. You got a little bit of a running game. No other receivers that you can probably name off the top of your head, but give me Calvin Ridley.
all right. Okay, go ahead.
Allen Mayor, the rookie they drafted, they said is going to give Count Ridley some competition. Could give him some competition.
Yeah, that's fine.
But Ridley, of course, the number one receiver.
4th-round rookie. He actually looked good in preseason, so yeah, I guess he's worth a shout out.
For me, I usually go running back in a scenario like this, but I see a guy who's not going to be suspended. He's Patrick Mahomes' number one guy. Let me go ahead and get Rashee Rice in the 5th round. I mean, I think he's gonna get all the targets and everything from Mahomes, and so I'm gonna have to go Rashee Rice.
And you know
Now,
what?
that
I think you and-
suspension is still up in the air, right?
Yeah, I'm actually. I'll throw in my 2 cents here with Rashee Rice. I have worries. I have doubts there. You got him for the first 4 weeks, and he's going to be probably top 12 those first 4 weeks. But we don't know how much time he's even missing yet. What if it ends up being 10 weeks? What if it ends up being 8 weeks? There's a minimum of probably 4. But I think there is some uncertainty there. But if he is on the field, or even there's a small possibility they even kick it to next year, like maybe then you have an absolute steal. So
Yeah, for
I see
sure.
the upside on most of the risk.
Well, that's why they call it fantasy, right?
That's right.
You
Yeah.
can dream of how you
Thankfully-
want him to be. So
Don't play
run the
Thankfully,
gamble.
Thankfully, it's a mock draft. Thankfully, this is a mock draft.
I agree.
That's why you do mock drafts.
Right.
Hmm.
All right, Dad, you're up.
All right. I could go either way, running back or receiver here. I kind of don't like the receivers on this core. I know this guy's going to be a workhorse for myself, and I'm going to go and pick up DeAndre Swift. He's going to do the catches and the running, and back-to-back running backs there.
You guys are killing
And
it.
reunited with his old offensive coordinator,
Yep.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. You guys have really starting with the Travion Henderson pick. You guys have gone on a run where I was not expecting, and you definitely thrown it off course. But it's all right. We'll get back on here because I gotta pivot. You took my Swift too, so you sniped me twice. I want to go and find my wide receiver 2 here, and I'm going on a guy that's actually going a little bit lower than these top guys here, and I'm going to go with the guy who is on a new team, who I think the offense is going to be, as Carlos mentioned at the beginning of the episode, a team that's going to be down in games and throwing a lot. I'll go with the new number 2 in Dallas with George Pickens.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
You can only double one of those guys. You can't double both of them.
Yeah, right. But even then, when he wasn't there, he did good. CeeDee Lamb did.
I don't know how they picked
Yeah.
David Montgomery, the computer 5th pick, but that's a computer pick. So
Yeah. That's fine.
I'm gonna go a
Yeah,
little
he's
bit as my 5th pick. I'm gonna go running back again, and I'm eyeing either Caleb Johnson, Joe Mixon gets hurt too much, or Aaron Jones. And I'm gonna do a little bit upside, and I think Caleb Johnson's gonna be a steal at this because I don't think it'll last to me next coming around. I like him. I liked R.J. Harvey, but Genoa got him, so I'm gonna pick Caleb Johnson right now on that draft. And I think he's number 1. He's at Jaleel. Not Jaleel McLaughlin.
Jaron
Warren.
Warren.
Yeah.
Warren.
Warren, and he's going to drop off. I think they're going to give Caleb Johnson a lot of the carries. He's a workhorse, 4 down back or 3 down back as they call it. So I think he's going to be pretty good running back at that position.
You watch him
Pick him up.
watch him on the back half. Watch him on the back half of the season, and he's going to be a monster. You watch once he gets used to, the first half of the season, and then he'll take over full duty. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Wow, you're right, man. These running wide receivers, man, they ain't that good. I might just have to go tight end here. Let's see what tight ends are left.
Click the tight end tab. You got it.
It's under my wide receivers tab. So now okay, hold on. Okay, let's see. I can't get to my tight
Okay.
ends for some reason.
Just good.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick my boy Sam Laporta. He's gonna be. What's DTD mean?
Day to
Day to day. He's playing.
Okay.
That's a mock draft anyway. So just
Day to
Yeah, I'll
day.
pick Sam. If it's a mock draft, I'll pick Sam
Go
Laporta.
with
'cause I
your-
don't
go
really-
with
Yeah. I think he's gonna
All
bounce
right.
back. He didn't have a good year last year. He didn't have a good last year, so I think this year he's gonna bounce back. Jared Goff some more receptions and make Jared Goff look a little better this year also.
Yeah. I think it's a very solid pick. Obviously, Laporta is just a year removed from being the tight end one. So I think that's interesting there. We're here to me where I feel like I can kind of go in any direction, obviously besides quarterback, that I'm interested in, because it's kind of in my flex range, which guy I kind of feel like could start week 1 in my flex. I do think on the way back there's going to be just about no running backs I like, and so with that I'm going to look at these top running backs that are left with Tony Pollard and Aaron Jones and Isaiah Pacheco. And even Joe Mixon still deserves some looks. I know people are worried with the injury, but obviously he was, a top 5 running back most of the season last year. Man, this is a tough one because Pollard is not on an offense that appeals to me, but with Tyjae Spears being injured with the high ankle sprain and probably missing early season snaps, I think Pollard's going to reestablish himself as that top guy, much more than Aaron Jones, who I think is going to get unseated by Jordan Mason. Obviously mixing with the injury, and then Pacheco is kind of in a room in Kansas City where it feels like there's no winners. You got Brashard Smith and Kareem Hunt still hanging around, and the fact that the Chiefs just kind of seem like a team that, I don't know, they haven't produced too many fantasy points the last 2 years, with Kelsey being down last year. Worthy was good in the back half, and Rashee Rice was good in the front half. I'll go with Tony Pollard here. I think he's going to get a lot of touches.
That's good. That's a good pick. Very good pick.
A rookie quarterback's best friend is a good running game. And so Pollard, I think, is going to get the touches. What he does with them, I think he'll be nice. You're in the what are you in the 6th round?
Yeah.
It's a solid pick.
Solid pick. Oh, yeah, definitely. He's going to his ADP.
And honestly, you won't go wrong if you were to pick Aaron Jones, because I think he's going to be a workhorse, because J.J. McCarthy is just getting back from injury. So I think he's going to be a good workhorse. And he would have been a great pick there, too, I think.
All right, for my pick, I got 2 receivers, 3 running backs. This is the spot that I can pick a tight end, maybe a quarterback. The receivers are not bad, but I'm going to go with a quarterback that combined TDs of 40 plus, and that's Baker Mayfield. He's in that second tier.
I like it.
He could be a first tier too. If just give him the chance. He's got there.
Yeah, he was great last year.
Baker is the definition of being scrappy.
Yeah.
Well, he's almost like a baby Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Kind of in the way he plays.
Yeah, he plays
Just
hard.
reckless.
He runs
but
too.
He gets the job done, man. He gets the job done.
And he runs too. So he.
It took him 3 or 4 teams, but he gets the job done. He's really doing good in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
it wasn't too long ago.
He's one of the few quarterbacks that I could see like trucking a defender. There's not that many of those, but I think he's good.
You remember he was a backup in Carolina, and that pissed him off. And so when he went to Tampa Bay, he still's got his chip on his shoulder.
Well, he proved me wrong, because he came to Tampa Bay. I said they're going to go garbage, and he did great.
Yeah.
So
and to fill the shoes of Tom Brady is tough enough.
Oh yeah.
All right, Genoa.
Let me see. For me, I'm going to pick my second straight Chief, and I'm going to go with Isaiah Pacheco. I think I need another running back there. And I think in the 6th round is good. He's going to have a better year than last year. I know he was hurt for most of the season. He's going to get more goal line carries. I like it.
Yeah, that was the one I was going to pick. So I think Pacheco has got a lot to prove. He was injured all of last year. He didn't get to play like he wanted to play. I think the Chiefs team as a whole, they're pretty pissed about what happened in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they're going to come out and they're going to try to prove a point this year for the good. They got the players and the pieces to do it, and Pacheco's going to be a big piece of it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with running back. I believe it is my turn, correct?
Yeah.
Not too many good left on the board, but I'm going to pick an oldie but goodie. Those who picked this guy last year were very disappointed.
Bet I know you're gonna
But
pick.
there's an old Biggie song that it says, "Baby, give me one more chance." Give me Travis Etienne.
there you go.
He's another guy who's got a lot to prove this year. Yes, he's got Tanks Bigsby behind him. Yes, they drafted Bashul Tudum behind him. That doesn't matter. This guy is shifty. He can catch, and he's got a lot to prove to show everybody that he's the back that he was drafted for. To play with Travis or Trevor, and I think he's gonna have a big year this year. Not huge, but for the 6th or 7th round, whatever we're in right now, I think it's a solid pick.
All right. Fair enough.
And then we got one more. So now it's time for me to really reach down, dig, and again, I'm all about those Chiefs. I need me a tight end, and we know my man Travis Kelce. He's coming back this year. He's coming back slimmer.
Wow.
He's got his billionaire girlfriend with him that he wants to prove that he can still play in this game. People are saying this might be his last
Yeah.
year. We don't know. And it doesn't matter because what's his name's going to throw Mahomes is going to throw him the ball at least 25% of the time, if not 50% of the time. He is the security blankets of all security blankets, and he has something to prove this
All right.
year. Give me Travis Kelce.
All right. There's one really last good running back here, and I know my co-host here is going to be upset with me. He might get traded. That is Brian
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
But if he does get traded, he will be good wherever he goes. I think Washington's bluffing a little bit, but I had to take this last running back.
Yeah, that was the one.
And I'm going to go with Robinson.
You sniped him.
Great pick. You know, that was I like Brian Brown. He did good for me last year. He was a workhorse. I liked him. He's a good pick, especially seventh round. So
All right, then here you go. Wow, on the board, there's not many players that I want to pick. I'm gonna go ahead and pick one of my tight ends, and the one I've been looking for that they're gonna eye him a lot on, and it is David Njoku. He's gonna get catches galore.
Njoku off the board. Okay. All
That
right.
is all they have in Cleveland, brother.
Yeah.
So Njoku's
Well,
going to
that
be him.
Jerry
He's going to be
Judy,
that guy.
that Tillman. I mean, they have some receivers that are, not first receivers, but they could be second receivers. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think on the mock, we might have talked about it last time. Njoku in 2023 with Flacco, which was I believe 12 weeks in that year, 10 weeks. He was the tight end one in those weeks. He's going to get Flacco back this season. To be honest with you, Travis Hunter going to Team 9 sniped me. That's who I was going to go with. And it's actually going to even switch me up to pivot to the running back position, where there's three guys that I think are in consideration. You got Jordan Mason, you got Javonte Williams, and you got Zach Charbonnet. Charbonnet obviously looked great in the preseason, but I do think as long as Walker is healthy, he is the clear handcuff, and he's not going to get that many snaps, not to be a starter at least. Then you look at Jordan Mason, and I actually see him and Aaron Jones as a 1A, 1B combo on a good offense. And then you got Javonte Williams, who to me has no real qualified competition there, but he looked so bad last year, but he is on the Cowboys, and the Cowboys always have somewhat top running backs. Even last year with Rico Dowdle, he was still the RB23 on the season, while Javante's going near RB40 in drafts. So I'm going to have to pull the trigger again, which I feel like I do every season, and I'm going to go Javonte Williams.
That's a good one.
Now listen,
every mock draft you've gotten them, Justin.
I literally have done it.
We need to find the count.
as a Cowboy fan, you're right. We have a trio of running backs this year with Miles. Is Miles his name,
Yeah,
right?
Miles Sanders, yeah.
Yeah, Miles Sanders, Javonte, and then you got, UT Hook'em Horns, Jaden Blue, who I think will be starting by the end of the year. If Javonte can stay healthy, great. He's going to do decent. Look what he did in Denver. He was nice. Just our O-line is cheeks.
Yes, that's the word for it for sure. All right, David, you are up on the clock. 2 picks.
Okay, this guy here, I'm gonna go for wide receiver, and they say he's gonna have a breakout year this year. Now that your boy Allen ain't there, so I'm gonna pick Roma Dunze.
Oh, he's frozen.
I think he's gonna surpass DJ Moore.
That's a good one.
There's a lot of talk that he's gonna get most of the because he's young, he's fast, and so I think that's a good pick there. And for my going around pick, I'm gonna take a stab at this guy because I don't think he's gonna last at me that long. I mean, I know a lot of people are overlooking him, and I'm gonna go with he's not gonna be in charge with any rape, so I'm gonna go Quinshawn Judkins. I wasn't really a fan of his, but I'm going rookie. He's number 1 over Ford and
so he's not missing any time, is he?
No, but
Or is
he
it
hasn't
gonna
even
discipline
signed.
him?
He hasn't even signed. No, but he's not missing any time.
I looked it up. He can
he's not
still
missing no time.
He could possibly miss time. The NFL does their own investigation separate from
That's what I was talking about.
government. So it's possible. I don't know if that will happen, but you're right, Dad. He's still unsigned, so we still can't see him on a field because he's currently not signed to the Browns. But I mean, the tape in college can tell you more than enough to how talented he is. So if he gets on the field, he can be good. For me here, there's actually some wide receivers that I feel like might be somewhat of guys I'm just going to have to reach on because I just love their talent so much, and I don't want to miss out on it. And it is kind of the guy who's been the talk of training camp thus far to me, a guy who's going to step into the wide receiver 2 role on his team. But
Come on, you're gonna snipe me.
It's a Emeka.
Yeah, that's a guy we're gonna pick. Man,
who?
It's a nice pick, yeah. Emeka Ibuka
man.
Who do you
out
pick?
of Ohio State.
Yeah,
Big
Tampa
deal.
Bay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tampa Bay. Great pick, Justin. Great pick, great pick.
man, I tell you,
They say he's
Ohio
wowing
State and
everybody.
LSU.
Well, I was gonna.
They say he's going to take over Chris Godwin. They say
Right.
Mbuka might take Chris Godwin be second receiver.
We know that. Yeah, you took my pick, Justin. You took my pick. I'm gonna pick one that I know Genoa wants so bad. I'm not gonna pick him up. You could have him, Genoa.
Oh,
I know what it is. It's a running back. He used to be on
Yeah,
San
I already have my pick.
Francisco. I usually pick him, but I need a wide receiver, and I was gonna go with the Minka, but I'm gonna go and do Matthew Golden. I'm gonna reach for him. He will be the number one receiver on that team.
I don't know, Jaden
Yeah.
Reed.
Well, I need a
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Genoa.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm
think
gonna go
Jaden
with the
Reed's
guy
still-
with that. My uncle David.
David.
Yeah, he could be number one. I'm gonna go with another wide receiver that my uncle David's a big fan of, and that is Debo Samuel. I
Yep.
hate drafting Debo, but as a fourth wide receiver here in the eighth round, I think he can get some touchdowns there. And even if Terry McLaurin doesn't play, I still like.
Hey, yeah, Genoa, you're
Yeah,
right. I
that's
almost
a good-
picked him over Quinshon Judkins, but I said, I'm just going to see if it'll last to me one more round. But that's a great pick. Because you're right, I always pick him.
I thought you were gonna pick him. I thought you were gonna pick him after Roma Dunze. I was like, he's gonna get Debo.
Debo's going to play a lot this year. I mean, I don't think he's going to do all that running that he did in San Francisco. You're going to pair him up with Terry McLaurin. Let's see if McLaurin is back and playing. Has he played any preseason games yet?
no,
McLaurin?
No.
I think he's still holding out or holding in.
He's still holding out.
Yeah.
So that'd be great news for Debo. It hurts for us who are playing fantasy, who like Terry McLaurin, who
Right.
did a lot with him last year. What I'm going to do with my next picks, I think I still got to stick with running back because I'm a little short on them. So I'm going to go with Jalen Warren, who's supposedly the starter right now in Pittsburgh. He's finally got the spot. No more Najee Harris. Of course, they picked up Caleb Johnson, so we're going to see what he can do. This will be his year to shine, or stay on my bench all year, or drop him to the waiver wire. But I think he's got a little something left in the tank to show what he can do. He's a receiving back,
he's
and he's
definitely a
quick.
receiving back.
Yeah. So he'll play a lot of third downs. Now, again, depending on how Caleb does, we'll see if he'll get any of one of the two snaps for first and second down. I think with my next pick, I want to pick another wide receiver that a lot of folks are missing out on. He's consistent. I believe he got 1,000 yards last year and the year before. Nobody ever talks about him that lot. Their offense is not good, but this year they did a lot of things on their offense with the new QB, drafted a number one running back. Give me
Yeah,
Jacoby
that's what I was going
Myers.
to pick. He's not.
All right, so I think it's time for me to get a quarterback, and I'm going to go with the guy who led a 93-yard drive today in Chicago, and I'm going to go with Caleb Williams. He's got Ben Johnson as his head coach. He's got weapons. He's got DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Luther Burden, Cole Kmet. He even has Zacchaeus, who's pretty good in Washington, Atlanta the last few years. So let me go with Caleb Williams as my first QB.
I like it.
I like it. That's a good one here too. All right, I'm going to go with this. There's not a number one receiver on this team, so I'm going to go with Keon Coleman. I think he will take the number one position.
Keon Coleman's off the board. Yeah, I mean, it's so up for grabs in Buffalo with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It's so tough to. It's weird to say that they didn't have a top 40 wide receiver last year. Like what points per game at the wide receiver position? So it is up for the grabs. I like Keon Coleman there. I am up now, and I want to go in the direction of a tight end where I could go in two spots. To me, it is between Evan Ingram and Mark Andrews. Obviously, Andrews last year started off slow, had a couple of games with donuts in the box score, but then he finished the season with 10 touchdowns, went on a pretty good run, and the injury with Likely gives Andrews kind of a full allotment of snaps and probably a good bit of volume from Lamar. So it is intriguing. But then you also have Evan Ingram, who in 2023 was the tight end 2 and led all tight ends in targets and receptions. Last year was kind of injury plagued, and also the Jaguars just sucked, besides Brian Thomas. But now he joins Denver, who we talked about a little bit earlier, who is a team that we think is going to just have a lot of opportunities with the defense being so good. And probably he becomes the number 2 option for Bo Nix, who's had a great camp. And so I am going to go in that direction, a guy who I know is going to get probably more targets in the season in Evan Ingram.
It's a great pick.
That's
Yeah. Evan Ingram's like that lost tight end that everybody forgot about because he was on 2 mediocre teams the last 2 teams, and now he's been an offensive juggernaut. So watch this guy; he's gonna be nice. David, I think it's your shot.
All right, my pick is going to be. I'm trying to get rid of that ringtone, but it's not doing it. I'm going to go for another. I'm going to probably go for my quarterback now, and he's been. I'm glad he fell to me. They say he's going to have a great year this year. Of course, because the running back situation. They got Javonte Williams, they got Jaden Blue, they got Miles Sanders, but I think that Dak Prescott's going to have a career year this year because now they got George Pickens, so he's going to be my quarterback right now because I don't think he'll last me one more round. That'll be my number one for fantasy. I think he's great, and I'm trying to get rid of that. And for my, let's see, the best player for right now that I'm thinking going to go pick is he's still there. I'm going to pick him as my as my second, and he's Lamar Jackson's favorite target. I'm gonna go for Mark Andrews. I think he's gonna do pretty good. I mean, he's threatening. I think he's gonna do pretty good on that end. So
I think that's really good. I think that's really solid. We're back to me here, where I'm gonna go between two options: either pick up my backup tight end, a guy who I think has some upside, or go at another wide receiver pick. I think I am gonna go to wide receiver pick because I think this guy that I'm about to mention and draft is kind of the last of his tier, and it's a guy who is a former triple crown winner back in his hometown. I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I got to make sure you stay away from me when I pick. I need to pick first. You need to pick like 11th or something.
I think Justin's peeking at all of our boards.
Man. I mean, that's 3, and you're not even. I mean, jeez.
Hey, those are solid picks. So you can't blame them. We all want them.
I'm not complaining. I am complaining. Anyway, all right, my turn. I'm gonna go ahead and go with.
Stop interrupting.
Receivers are just the worst out here right now. I mean, I don't like any of these guys. I do not like it. I'm gonna go with. Let me go. I'm looking for a wide receiver, but the wide receivers are just not. You know what? I'm going to go with the running back, and I'm going to go with Tyjae Spears. I think he's going to take over that back line there.
Okay, this is where it gets dead here in the draft. I do need a tight end. Let me go with Tucker Kraft there for the Packers. I think he should get a ton of targets. Crazy excited about it, but hey, it is the 10th round.
Hey, I think
go ahead.
I think it's a great pick, Genoa.
Appreciate you.
For that,
yeah.
For the 9th round, I think it is. We're in 9th round.
10th.
Yeah.
10th, yeah, it's a great pick. Number one, I didn't last that long. Plus, it was last year. He was one of Love's favorite targets. So I think that was a great pick at the 10th round.
And keep in mind, Green Bay, they ran a lot last year, and they're going to run this year. But all the receivers are hurt. Yes, they got Matthew Golden now, and who else is going to be there? Tucker Kraft. I'm telling you, he's going to be nice. Okay, so I'm going to stick with the running back field, and I'm going to go with everybody hated the starter on this team last year because he did nothing, and everybody hates him this year because he's going to do nothing. So I'm going to go with this backup, and we're going to go with Braylon Allen. Oh, yes.
Hey, nice.
Braylon Allen stole a lot of touches from Brees last year. I had Brees, picked him in the first round last year, got bit bad. Squeaked into the playoffs, and I was one and done in the playoffs. However, Brees Hall is a great running back. I just don't think he fits the Jets team. And now they got a running quarterback with them. Is there going to be a trade somewhere in the middle of the season? I mean, I don't know what the contract looks like, but I'll tell you what, Braylon Allen he can do the job, and he's going to do the job this year. And to have him on my bench on bye weeks, I'll plug him in.
And Brees Hall, I don't know if you've seen some of his press conferences. He sounds like a girlfriend who's not getting any affection from her boyfriend. He's like, yeah, like, They
100%.
They don't really want me. I feel like I'm not getting that love. Yeah, so I completely agree. Brees Hall is I like Braylon Allen a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe they can do a Brees Hall for Robinson trade. My bad.
That'd be something.
Second pick, I'm going to go with the number 2 the number 2 receiver on this team. I had his quarterback last year who also bit me on the rear end and did nothing for me last year, but they got probably the top 3 or 4 receiver on their team in Nico Collins. I'm going to go with his number 2, Christian Kirk. Get that little bomb threat on the back end of defenses. Nico Collins, he's obviously a number 1 receiver, great receiver. A little bit of injury history. Nice little backup to have Christian Kirk there.
Nice. Okay, for me, I think I'm going to need another quarterback. If I'm looking at Caleb Williams' bye week, it's week 5. So I'm going to need a quarterback in the bye week and pretty early here in the season. So let me go with Justin Herbert there, who we talked about him a little bit earlier. He's got Ladd. He's got Keenan Allen back. He's going to find other targets to find. So that'll be my backup QB.
Thank you, Genoa. Thank you. I usually pick a second quarterback, but as we're getting to the end, we're only doing 15 rounds here. So whenever my quarterback's on bye week, I'll just drop my worst player and pick another quarterback. Quarterback is deep right now, so I'm going to pick up the backup to Connor. That's going to probably start here in mid-season, and it's Trey Benson, baby. Thank you.
Oh, that's a dang good
That's
pick.
a good like Trey
Yeah.
Benson. And going back to your pick, Genoa. So is Justin, your Justin, not Justin, the lead of this podcast, but Justin Herbert, is he going to be the best Justin quarterback in the league this year? Because there's another Justin out there that's on a new team that is, I think
Oh.
he's going to be nice.
You can ask this Justin here. I've always been a fan of Justin Fields since he was in Chicago. I think he could be a better fantasy quarterback because he's a rushing QB, and Herbert doesn't really run that well. He has a great arm, but I think that Fields. I'm gonna go with Fields as a better fantasy quarterback. Now, as far as winning games and making it in the playoffs, that goes to Herbert.
And listen, Herbert is due. Herbert is due. He's due for a big year. Is it going to be this year? I don't know. We'll see.
He's an
But to have him as a backup
MVP
quarterback, you're
candidate.
good. Yep.
Justin Herbert, I think, would be a better pick at this stage because he has an arm and he's real accurate, and I think he's a lot more accurate than Justin Fields, and so he'll
100.
win you more games, get you a little more bonus points. Even though Justin Fields has the running upside, I think Justin Herbert has the arm strength, the arm to get just as many points.
I think that's a good take on it. Yeah, because clearly Herbert is. You're right. The better passer, hands down. It's the only thing that Fields to me offers is that rushing upside, which we talked about before. I'll go here, and what my kind of strategy I've kind of figured out here is if I don't go one of those top 3 tight ends in the draft, Kittle, Bowers, McBride, and I decide to go with the middle to later round tight end like I did with Evan Ingram here, I want to back him up with a tight end that I just have a high upside play on, a guy who has the possibilities to be a top 5 tight end. And, streaks happen for a reason. In the last 2 years, we've had Sam Laporta be a tight end 1. We had Brock Bowers last year. And now I'm going to take the swing on a guy who I think has the possibility to do the same thing. I'm going with Tyler Warren from the Colts.
Ooh, nice one. Nice one.
That was my secret pick. That was my secret pick. That is a great pick. Great pick.
A good running game is a rookie quarterback's best friend. A tight end is a garbage quarterback's best friend. And so when you got, Anthony Richardson, who hasn't really panned out, and now you got old Danny Dimes over there, they're going to dump off a lot. And Tyler Warren's already making a lot of receptions in preseason.
Yeah,
he's going to be nice.
And one last thing, I feel like there's somewhat of parallels between Tyler Warren and Brock Bowers. If you look at Brock Bowers last year, obviously he went 13 overall. Warren went 14 overall. There was a quarterback battle that we didn't really love either quarterback. It was kind of a worse level, but O'Connell and Minshew, and then in Indianapolis you got Richardson and Daniel Jones. That's kind of where you kind of see the possibility of it. They're both teams that are not projected to be super great, but the ball's got to go somewhere, and it feels like last year none of the Colts wide receivers really took a step forward. Pittman, Downs, and Pierce. So I think I like Warren.
And Downs is hurt this year. He hasn't played yet. So security blanket, Mr. Warren.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Justin. I think Tyler Warren's going to be this year's Brock Bowers.
I like that. I would love that.
It's on you, David.
Yes, and they picked my boy Marvin Mims. I thought he was going to last to me. Gosh, when the dang computer picked him, I'm like, now who do I go for? And you're right. There's a lot of different running backs that aren't worth. I'm interested in a rookie running back that might take my boy Carlos's running back duties at this time, but I might wait next round for that one. Let me see my quarterback. I already got. No, I don't have 2 quarterbacks. Maybe I'll get another quarterback. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get another quarterback, and I got him in my other league, and I think he's going to do good this year. I'm going to get Brock Purdy. They say he's going to be kicking. He got a new contract. He's there to prove himself, so I think he'll be good as a backup quarterback when Dak Prescott is off. Or I might even use in some games that Dak Prescott ain't doing so hot. Brock Purdy's a real steady quarterback. He gets completions. He gets points. I mean, he's not a 30-pointer, but he gets 20, 28, 18 to 24 points constantly. So I think he'd be a good backup quarterback.
You kind of hit it on the nose. Steady is like the perfect word for Brock Purdy. Yeah, totally agree.
And I'm going to go for my boy that they said he might take over. Don't sleep on him. I'm going to go for Bayshul Tootin They said he's a hammer. He's really looking good in camp, and I mean in the preseason and stuff. So I'm gonna go him, and I think if Etienne doesn't do good to the power, and his backup, they say make sure too is passing up Bigsby. So I think he might be a good pick at this just time.
Yeah, Tudum is going to be the ultimate starter over there. Now, depending on what happens with Etienne this year, they picked him up for a reason. He may be number one next year. He may be number one by the end of the year for the Jaguars. But Bayshul is he's there for a reason, and yeah, no, he's there for a reason.
Here in the 12th round of the draft, I could go in kind of three directions. I could go backup quarterback. I could try to get another running back or wide receiver. But honestly, looking at both, I don't love it. I could play insurance here. You know what? That's what I am going to do. I'm going to go and insure my first overall pick in Christian McCaffrey and get my guy Isaac Orendo.
Thank you. All right. My draft, I'm going to pick up here because Judkins, I don't think he's going to play this year. And if he does, it's not going to be enough. Jerome Ford, I'm going with another rookie, Dylan Sampson. Pick him up, and he's gonna ball. I'm telling you.
Yeah, people are sleeping on Dylan Sampson because he's not a big name like the other running backs that got drafted, but we'll see what he does.
I like Dylan Sampson over Ford, but I think Judkins, because he got pardoned, I think he's going to get signed, and I think that he's going to be the starter, the workhorse. And you're right, Dylan Sampson will probably override Ford on the depth chart, so that's a good pick at that time.
Well, he has to get signed now. He might get signed mid-season or something, but he's not going to be.
He'll get signed before the season, so I think before the season starts. What do you think, Justin?
I think it probably might drag into the season. I think they're gonna want to wait until the NFL kind of makes their decision. So once that happens, I think they'll know then. I don't know. The timetable actually I think it's a kind of a strange timetable that you could put on it, but I would say they should find out in the next month, maybe month and a half. But I do think he misses a couple weeks, if I had to guess.
What do you think? The other half. What do you think, Geno, about that? About Quinshon Judkins?
I think they're gonna make a decision like heading into week 1 because that's kind of like the NFL does. They just kind of wait right until the season. So I heard that they dropped his charges.
Yes.
Yeah, they dropped him.
Yeah, so I think he should be good to go. If anything, something will pop up like in the middle of the season. But for me, I'm gonna go ahead and draft the running back as well, and I'm gonna go with Jaden. Hopefully, he takes over there in Dallas.
You sniped me right in my heart because that's the last Cowboy I wanted to pick up. But I think Jaden Blue is gonna do some things in this Cowboys offense, assuming they can fix that offensive line.
Yeah.
So now you're making me revert back and dig deep, pull out my shovel, and start digging to these number 2s and number 3s, which is fine because I'm gonna do the same thing and pick up Carolina's backup, former Cowboy, who got the chance to shine a little bit last year. Did he give his all? Or was he able to give his all? Not really. But I think he'll be the backup there in Carolina. He'll be able to dispel Hubbard a little bit. And then if he gets his time, he's going to do his thing. So he knows what it takes to be a number 1 and to pick him in this round. What are we in, 12 now, team?
Yeah.
I think it's a solid pick for me. And then who I'm going to go with is a guy who slept on, never talked about, but Drake May is going to find him a lot.
He drafted.
So we're going to pick up Demario Douglas. Yes,
Oh.
he is. That's who I wanted. You kidding me? Demario Douglas last year didn't get to shine. This year he's going to be nice.
Yeah, I like it. It comes back to me. I'm going to go with, what are we in the round 13? Oh, yeah, okay. This is probably going to be my last offensive player. And let me go with Rashad Bateman there. I think he was pretty good last year for Lamar Jackson. I think he continues it, has a better year.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick for being the 12th, 13th round. I'm going to go with my defense, and I'm going to just hit with the Baltimore Ravens and just pick them out by the time it gets back to me. They're top 5 right now, I think, for me.
Yeah, they're solid. For me in the 13th here, I actually really wanted to go Keenan Allen. I thought he's a guy that we kind of mildly discussed, but a guy who will step in to be the wide receiver too. Unfortunately, he got taken. So that's going to lead me to pivot and just kind of start going with the defense and the kicker here because I really don't like the receivers. And I think I can wait on the last bench spot for me. So I am going to go with the kicker. And I'm just going to knock out the top guy and get Brandon Aubrey.
Yep. He's the kicker who's going to give you wide receiver production as far as points.
Literally, he's money.
Literally almost every week.
Right. Well,
it's on you, David.
I'm short on wide receivers. I think that this receiver I'm going to pick, he's my going to be my 4th receiver, And I think he has potential, even though they got Ashton Genty. I'm gonna go with Jack Besh. I think he's gonna be a solid at the position of the 13th round. I'm picking him. So I think they said he has a lot of high upside now that Devontae Adams, and he might be the second wide receiver, the second most thrown to wide receiver for the Raiders about mid-season. I'm gonna pick him up.
I like that, giving Besh some love. I like that. Nobody talks about Besh, but you're right. He may be number 2 at the end of the year over there in Las Vegas.
And I'm going for my defense. And you know what? It's funny. Nobody thinks about this being the number one defense. They said that this team is going to have the number one defense. So I'm picking them up right now before anybody picks them up. And that's our hometown Houston Texans.
Nice.
They are solid.
They
Oh,
say
they are
right now,
solid.
they are.
Well, look at the coach.
They're actually top 3 to me. I think they're top.
D'Amico Ryans is a defensive born and bred player, so their team is always going to have a good defense on.
Yeah. For me here, I was going to go defense, but then David decided to go with Houston. So I think I'll just wait till the last round. And I'm going to go with my backup quarterback. I did pick Joe Burrow, which I'm totally happy about, but I'm going to go with another guy that I think has some solid upside this season, a guy who I was really high on early in the offseason. He's had kind of a mixed training camp. He's had good days and bad days, but I'm going to go with J.J. McCarthy, the new quarterback of the Vikings.
That's good. Good pick.
O'Connell's going to coach him up. He's going to be good.
Exactly. That's what I'm betting on.
And I'm going with my second quarterback. And what I'm going to do with my second quarterback is go with a second-year guy with Michael Penix Jr. here.
Nice. Man, I need a defense. There's not really good ones out there, but let me just stick with the reigning AFC champions and have the Chiefs. Their defense was really good last year.
Yeah, the defense is solid, I think.
What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and pick the kicker on the number one offense this year. Mark my words. Mr. Evan McPherson. Somebody's got to kick all them extra points for those touchdowns they're going to score. And when they get stopped, he's going to be able to stick a 40, 50-yarder every single time. Now it's left to my last pick. It's going to be defense. You know, all the good ones are gone where they've already been picked. So I'm going to go to, you know, I'm not against streaming defenses either,
Right.
especially when it comes to mid-year. So, I mean, unless you get one of the top 3, you know, they're a dime a dozen. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills only because I like those cold winter games. But those cold winter games means low-scoring games. Low-scoring games means high defensive points.
Nice. I'm going to go. Well, obviously, I need a kicker. Dang. I'm just going to go with Young Ho Koo.
That's a good one. I'm glad you didn't pick this kicker because this is a kicker with a lot of offense. He kicks a lot of field goals, and that's Chase McLaughlin in Tampa.
Dang, I'm surprised. I'm surprised nobody's going with I'm surprised nobody's going with Mr. 70-yarder. I know who that was.
Yeah,
from the 70-yarder in preseason.
From Jacksonville, right?
He got taken there by Team 4.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Tyler Loop.
Oh, the Ravens kicker.
The Ravens kicker. He kicked a 70-yarder in preseason. Was the last week, game 1 of the preseason?
I thought it was the Jacksonville kicker. I guess
I thought it was Little.
Oh, was it Jacksonville?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, Little Loop. My bad.
But Loop's been super accurate in training camp, from what I've heard. But yeah, okay. So I'll go with defense, and as Carlos mentioned, there's really nothing too exciting here. I am a streamer pick when I draft here. And I'm looking at it, and kind of the only thing that somewhat interests me is I'm thinking about what could probably be the worst offense in week 1. We discussed them a little earlier. It is the Saints. I don't believe in the Saints with Rattler or Shuck. And they're playing a defense that wasn't good last year, but I think they might take a step forward under Jonathan Gannon, and that is the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh.
Especially playing against New Orleans.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
It's always nice in week 1 when your defense can put you up 20, 25 points.
Those are the best weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Next pick, Carlos, I was looking for Tyler Loop. I've been thinking of Tyler Loop. Will Lutz got picked. So now I was going to go for Tyler Loop or Matt Gay because Matt Gay is pretty consistent too. So I'm going to go with the rookie, Tyler Loop, as my last pick.
Good pick.
And I think that completes our draft, doesn't it?
That does.
Oh, my God. I got a bad record.
I got a C on it.
I got a C minus.
I got a B plus.
I got a C+.
We got Carlos finishing best out of all of us in 4th. Then Genoa got 7th. David got 8th. I got 11th. And Zoo Crew Victor got 12th. But Dwayne Nation, let us know your thoughts. who overdrafted, who didn't draft where you thought they were going to draft. But comment below on all your thoughts over this draft. But yes, thank you guys for watching. Our guests, thank you guys for joining us. This was a fun episode. Jano, send us out.
Yo, Dewey Nation, thank you for watching our final mock draft of the year. We're so excited for fantasy football to start. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. And as always, peace.
Peace.